Hey everyone, it's Mecha, and you saw the title, you saw the thumbnail. We are going to try and find some good support convos from Fire Emblem Fates, and I'm going to do that by listening to Twitter. Always a good idea. I find that Fate supports come up a lot whenever people are arguing over whether Fate was good actually or bad actually, and people who like Fate sometimes bring up that the characters are supposedly more deep and interesting than their limited screen time in the main story can show. Now, my personal findings is that when I'm playing Fates, or Fire Emblem in general, I just want to play the game, maybe get through the story, and if I have to sit down and read through every support conversation I get, it really kills the pace. That's not just when I'm doing a Let's Play, but even when I'm just playing by myself, I just kind of want to go. That's not everyone, but that is me. So that's why today we're going to take some time to read and react to some of the supports that were suggested by you all on Twitter. I pronounced suggested in a very weird way there. So I just kind of scrolled through that tweet and picked at random. I didn't pre-approve or pre-read any of the scenes. I just tried to have 2 different characters for every scene and that's it. Of course, I'm fully aware that this is in no way a complete picture of Fate supports as a whole, and there's a good chance your favorites are not in here. But as someone who doesn't really have a high opinion of the Fate story or most of the characters in it, I figured this would be a nice way to get my mind changed, get my views challenged a bit. But if I somehow picked a bunch of bad supports and there's better ones I should have watched, let me know down below. Anyway, all of these were uploaded to YouTube by a person named Just One Gamer, so shouts to them. Now let's get into it. Alright, so the first one we're doing is Beruka. Let's go. Hi. Goes kind of fast, doesn't it? Hi. Do you need something? No, not really. I noticed you're not very talkative. No. Good. I speak when spoken to, otherwise I stay silent. Okay. Cool. Besides, I could say the same about you. There's a difference though. I want to talk, I'm just no good at it. I see, you have the desire, but lack the ability. Right. That's never been my problem. No. Stimulating as this is, I'm leaving now. Next time. What? Next time, I'll think for us to something to talk about. If that's what you want. Let's see. I'm not gonna pause it after every single conversation, but there's a couple things I noticed initially. The pacing is a little awkward because I'm watching a YouTube video instead of the actual game in front of me, but I haven't unlocked every single support, I don't think, so it's kind of hard for me to record it that way, so this will have to do. Second of all, it really fits that conversation in particular because they're both so fucking awkward at talking. As far as I can tell. I'm not super familiar with any of the Fates characters, really. There's some I know better than others, there's some I like more than others, but I try to mostly pick characters that I don't know a whole lot about, or don't care a whole lot about, even characters I dislike. You'll know when you see it. Beruka and Benny, I'm both pretty neutral on. Overall, don't really know a whole lot about them. But, this convo, so far, it's not, bad. It's kind of in line with a lot of other GBA supports, I think, that I've read, which are, I generally like GBA supports a bit more, speaking broadly, or usually Fates and Awakening are a bit below GBA supports for me personally, and also below Path of Radiance supports. But this one so far, it holds up fine, I think. I don't have a big problem with it. I don't love it yet, but it's only C support, so let's keep going. You're so blank, Beruka. This is it? This is it? This is all you got? This is the conversation topic you said you would think of? A non-starter, huh? I don't care what we talk about. Just not that. You think that would make it easy to talk to you, and yet... So I'm hard to read. What of it? I didn't mean anything by it, just a thing I realized. Noted. Was there anything else, or is that it? Benny, you clearly don't have anything to talk about. He's like, stop wasting my time. Get out of here. So why do you want to talk to me? Or why do you want to talk to me? No reason? Baka? You want to talk to me for no reason? Is that strange? You'd have to ask someone else. I'm not a good barometer of strange. Barometer? We're allies. Is that an okay reason? I don't know, man. Is that what you're gonna go with? You want to talk because we're allies? Yeah. Yeah, let's go with that. This guy's struggling. Then you're a fool. I won't hesitate to kill anyone at all if that's the assignment given to me. I knew there was going to be an Assassin Beruka moment. Even my allies. It's a waste of time chatting with someone I might someday have to kill. What are you, Perry? Calm down. Okay, so I'll just be going now. Yeah, that one's... Beruka's a little weird. Beruka, are you okay? Leave me. You're a distraction. A distraction from what? You just talk to me all the time for no reason. You said it yourself. Are you feeling okay? Weren't you listening to me? I'm not good at the feeling thing, so leave me be. Not good at it, huh? It sounds more like you're just not used to it. Huh? Sweat drop? You need practice. Don't worry though, I'm strong. So? I'm not trying to brag. What I mean is... even if you had an assignment to kill me, I wouldn't go down so easy. Wait, is that what it's about? I thought it was about the talking thing. Are you okay? Say something. The ... is a perfect starter for this. I'm fine. Nothing wrong worth mentioning. Good. That's good. Well, I like the face that he makes. That's kind of adorable. Heh, I need to get used to it, huh? Maybe so. This isn't the life I used to live, after all. So, do you want to keep talking about nothing with me? For no reason? Sure, Benny. Okay, so now you have the A support, and we get to the part that I think a lot of people are the most critical about when it comes to Fate supports, which is the S support part. Because almost every character that's pairable needs to have an S support. In fact, every character that's pairable needs to have an S support, and there's a lot of pairable people, is what I wanted to say. And that's where I can go a little wrong, and I get that. If this chain ended here, I wouldn't hate it per se. It doesn't feel unfinished, it just feels a little weird. Like, I don't want to say awkward because I know that's what they were going for in the first place, and my criticism is more that it doesn't read very natural behavior, even for awkward people, but I don't know how to describe it. But I guess if the point was to make it feel awkward and uneasy, I guess it achieves the point, right? And I guess you sort of get a feel for what Beruka and Benny are like. I didn't expect Beruka to be so freaking weird about, I'm just going to kill you one day, so maybe I'm just not going to talk to you. That's kind of... No one says that. No one says that. And here we go. Here's the S support with some healthy dots in between. Good. Why did no one warn me there was going to be triple ... here? That's so good. Please just get S support after like 5 of these. Oh, there goes the bird. Yeah, so long, bird. What? Good talk. Good talk. Beruka, will you marry me? Just out of nowhere up. There you go. I love you, you know. I've never loved anyone. Really? It's true. But when I'm with you, I'm not as tense as I always am. You make me feel safe to relax. That's me with you too. We don't even have to talk. I'm happy just to sit quietly next to you. Yeah, that's me too. Again. When I'm not with you and I think about you, my pulse runs faster. Same. I guess all of this is what it's like to love someone. Yeah. I love you, Benny. And let me guess, it's the same for me. It's true, though. The answer is yes, I'll marry you. Okay. Okay. Acknowledged. Loving someone, having them love me back, it'll take some getting used to. But I'm happier right now than I can ever remember being. Yep, it's the same for me. You're a good man, Benny. Yay, yes, support. Okay. Surprisingly wholesome, considering how usually the criticism of supports are like tacked onto a support line. But it's kind of wholesome in its own way. I like that one line where they're like, yeah, it's fine if we don't talk. We just sit there and be happy together, because very, very relatable thing right there. I guess that's like the main reason people like certain characters over than others, right? It's just relatability. I get that. That's fine. I still think Beruka feels a bit too... I wanted to say Perry-ish, even though Perry is more outlandish about her like killing fetish. There was another word, edgy. She's a little bit on the edgy assassin kind of side, which for me is a little bit played out. I don't really enjoy characters like that, but it's nice that she gets over it. It's kind of hard to get a full, complete, have a problem, get over it arc in a 4 support conversation like that. It doesn't always feel very natural, but I will say that I generally thought I would dislike Faith supports more. At least at one point I thought I would think like that. I'm not sure what I was expecting going in. When it started with like a bunch of triple dots, like for both the S and the C support, I was like, oh no, did they get trolled into a Beruka Saizo support? But no, it wasn't that bad. It was okay. Yeah, it was okay. Next one. Next one we're doing is Selena Laslow. 2 characters I don't really care about. I guess I'll go briefly into what I know, like, dislike about the characters beforehand. I guess that might be a good idea. Selena, I find a little obnoxious in her conversations usually, because she's very, I think it's called the yandere kind of character. I don't really like those very much. It's a bit exaggerated whenever it's on screen, both when she was in Awakening and in Fates. I find her a bit obnoxious. Laslow, I don't really know a whole lot. I guess this one might also be about their Awakening past, right? I just realized that Laslow is also an Awakening as Inigo. I'm also not a super big fan of the womanizer trope, personally. I wish they got, like... I don't know. Sometimes I wish they got, like, a bit more comeuppance in Fire Emblem as opposed to just, like, being played for laughs. But we'll see where this goes, because I'm actually not sure if this is the one where they talk about their Awakening backstory, if it's literally about Selena and Laslow as characters within Conquest itself, you know, because they also have a role there. Let's see. Selena, my heart, how are you today? You look ravishing as always. Cherub got your tongue, my sweet? It's going a bit faster this time. That's alright, your radiance burns no less brightly for your silence. I have to keep up the pace here. Is there really nothing else rolling around in that big, stupid head of yours? Ravishing this, beauty that. Does anyone actually fall for that nonsense? I haven't a clue what you mean. That seems like a perfectly normal way to address a lovely lady. Are you daft? Of course it isn't. This is exactly why nobody takes you seriously. You say that like it's a bad thing. It is. You're a royal retainer, a soldier, not some 2-bit sideshow clown. You should start behaving instead. You should start behaving instead of making eyes at everything with legs. I swear, you haven't grown a bit since the day I met you. Milady, you wound me. I'm a far more proficient flirt than the boy I once was. That's not what I meant, and you know it. If anything, that's the opposite of growth. You are a big, dumb baby. A gross, big, dumb baby. Haha, ever with a razor tongue. Never change, Selena. I think I'll pass on that advice. Some of us actually want to mature. Aha, you say that, but you're just as adorable today as the day we met. So, what would you say to going out to tea to continue this little repartee of ours? Or should I say, repartee? One ear, and out the other. Okay. Well, wish fulfilled, I guess. Selena does tell him to fuck off. And she's like, some of us actually want to mature, which is a good sign to me because, God, I find Selena really, really obnoxious every time she opens her mouth. Like I said, So the fact she's like, yeah, I actually want to change from who I am, or at one point I would change from who I was. That's kind of cool. I like that. But Laszlo's cringe. So far, like, generally, I don't necessarily think that a character fitting in an archetype or a trope is in itself a bad thing. But what I usually want is a kind of twist on it, something different, or they just need to be pulled off so well in some kind of fashion that I find it entertaining anyway. And I don't really see what's special about Laslow in this conversation. He's just like, you could replace him with like Sane or Saul to an extent. Like with Saul, there's like a religious aspect of it, but other than that, he's kind of like that. All these like flirtatious characters is kind of the same to me. Oh well. It's still like a little bit charmingly written, I guess. So I haven't lost all hope yet. Also, it's going a bit faster than the last video. My guess is that he changed his style when recording a little bit. So I'll try my best to keep up the pace. Selena, my love, my tired eyes are rejuvenated by the sight of you. You never learn, do you? You know, someday people are going to get sick of all this empty flattery of yours. What are you talking about? I speak only my true feelings. Really, your true feelings, huh? Yes, just so. For example, I truly feel that you are the very image of loveliness. You know what? No. This time I'm not going to just get upset. Nope, I'm going to give you a taste of your own medicine. What? Lover boy? What the hell? Huh? Hey there, baby. This is Selena. What are you doing? Mama thinks you'll do just fine. Let me feel those arms. Ooh, shivers. A big hunk like you is just what the healer ordered. Stop it, Selena, please. No, stop. Don't come any closer. Aw, you're adorable when you're embarrassed, lassie. Me likey. Come on now, let's go get some tea, baby. I promise it'll be hot. Please, no more. You're making me very uncomfortable, Selena. Oh, really? Never stops you, does it, you lunk? Gods, I can't believe I just did that. I wanted to throw chunks. Ah, is it really that bad when I flirt? I never meant to make anyone feel like that. Do you get it now? Throwing out all those empty compliments isn't nice. And even if they were welcome, you can't just play with people's hearts like that. But that was never my intention. I don't care what your intentions are. It's not your intentions that matter. It's how the other person feels. Do you get it yet? Okay, I'm sorry. I'll probably think about flirting in a slightly different way. A slightly different way. That is, if you'll do me the honor of helping me learn how. Over tea, perhaps? Really? Really? Ugh, I give up. You're impossible. Selena, hey, I was just teasing. Come back. Okay. That's good. That's good. Let's keep going. That's good. That's good. Selena, what do you want, Laslow? Oh, thank goodness, you're back to your old grumpy self. I was worried you were going to give me the flirty treatment again. I don't think I've ever been so mortified in my life. Oh yeah, maybe I shouldn't have gone quite so far. You're not that bad. I just wanted you to know what it's like. I'm sorry. Huh? Did you just apologize? Without sarcasm? Do you have a fever? Let me get you some water. What? No, I don't have a fever. I was just thinking about old times. Ah, I see. Feeling lonely then? I get that way too. It's hard being so far from home. I'm not lonely, but yeah, I miss it. I miss them. Anyway, nothing can be done about it now. No point in whining. Selena, I won't tell you you're wrong. We both know we can't go back. Not yet. But I think about it every day. What if everything went back to the way it was? Laslow, I guess what I mean to say is, I know that loneliness you're feeling too well. I feel it too. I already told you, I'm not feeling lonely. Sorry, my mistake. Well, I mean, maybe there are times where I feel a little lonely now and then, but, well, I have you at least, and Odin, so it's not like I'm completely alone. That's right, we've still got each other, so cheer up. True, though I'm not sure how cheery I should be if you're my only link to home. Now that's a Selena we all know and love. Well, either way, I want you to know I'll be by your side anytime you need me. Don't get the wrong idea, it's not like I had any choice in the matter. as is often the case with fate, but it has a way of surprising us mere mortals, particularly when it comes to matters of the heart. Are you really flirting with me at a time like this? You immature jerk, your smug face makes me so angry. I blush. But I guess it's my lot in life, eh? Thank you, Laslow, for being here for me. Anytime, Selena. Okay, before I forget, I need to get some thoughts out here because there's a lot right here. Good. I was actually very happily surprised, especially with that B support, at how well that played off. That worked really well. And A support, they actually harken back to Awakening a lot, which, you know, I like that it wasn't like dominating the whole support, but it still came up. That's good. It's nice that they addressed the loneliness that they feel. Like I said, I'm not a super big fan of Selena's like archetype, how she's like, oh, I don't have feelings, but actually deep down I do, but I'm just lashing out because I don't know how to process or whatever all that is. But no, that was really fun. I am reminded of a criticism that I read recently of these three characters in Awakening. It's not just that that they're copy pasted into the game because fans like them, that they want like a popularity contest, but it's the fact that they're so passive. They have like they go in from Awakening to Fates with a mission assigned by Big Dragon Boss, about like stop everything. But then in this game, they just kind of become retainers and do nothing themselves, as if they have like no agency, which I think is a fair criticism. Not really related to the support, but I was just reminded of it. I wanted to get it out. But I do like that they're discussing their feelings about, you know, what it's like, because I believe they are the versions that came back in time from the bad future of Awakening, right? And they came back to the present time from Awakening, and then they must probably, like, that must have been scary, right? And lonely at times, and then they go to another world again, to Fate's world, and then they're lonely again, which must be, like, horrible. So I'm glad that was actually addressed by the support. Anyway, I can see where the S support is probably going, so let's just get that out of the way. Selena, my darling, I have a gift for you. For me? Ta-da! It's a bracelet. Laslow, is that? Indeed it is. I've been keeping it somewhere safe, and I thought it was time I gave it to you. But why are you giving this to me now? Why do you think I am? I'm not the one asking the question here. Now spill. I'm the one asking the question. Fine. You were no fun. I decided to give it to you because, well, it's a symbol of our everlasting friendship. Because we've been through so much. I thought it would be nice for you to have a keepsake like this. It's to remind you that I'll always be there for you. Or always be here for you. Yeah, I get it. You want to be by my side forever. Yes, that's right. So, everlasting friendship, huh? Did you give something to Odin too, then? Or is there something else you'd like to say? Something else? Like what? What would that be, huh? Do you really have to be so thick-headed? I'm sorry, I was just kidding. Kidding? I do have something else to say to you. I love you, and this bracelet is a token of my love. And to answer your other question, no, I did not give anything to Odin. Go on. Please, Selena. Will you marry? Finally, there it is. Took you long enough. So, do you have an answer for me? Oh, right. I guess it's my turn. I mean, we've known each other for so long. Do I really need to say it? Yes, you do. Come on, don't be cruel. You know how I feel. Haha, so then say it already. Okay, look, Laslow, I really like you. A lot. That's a start, though this might be a longer engagement than I anticipated. Fine, look, I love you. I love you, Laslow. Splendid. And will you share your life with me? Yes, but if you mess this up, I will end you. Understand? Understood. I'm yours forever, my love. So, you know this means you can't be with anyone else, right? Yeah, that's how the game mechanics work. Laslow? Oh. Just kidding. Of course I know that. Unless... I promise to devote myself to your happiness from here on out. You better. Oh, and I'll do the same. Gotta pause it quick before it gets to the end screen. Okay, for... you know what I said about the S supports being tacked on? I think for this one, It was actually sort of natural for it to progress like that, but it didn't have to be there. Like, I think, again, it could just ended at the A support and probably been proper. In fact, there was some, like, massive blushing going on in the A support too, so you could even interpret it that way. That's why I think in Three Houses, I kind of like how they did that there, where the A supports have a romantic hint in them, but there's no actual S support, so you don't have to write a fourth kind of shoehorned conversation. But for this one, there is some sense that they end up together after going through that. But I wouldn't hate a friendship between them either. I do think it's really telling that Laslow can't understand what he's doing to other people until Selena just reflects it right back at them. I don't know Selena very well, so I'm not sure how in character it is for her to just go all out like that. It seems so weird for someone who's like so withdrawn, so lashing out kind of character to just kind of become a flirt for like 1 second just to make a point on Laslow. But it worked really well, and I'm glad that it did. Yeah, it was a good chain overall, I think. I like that one. So far, this one is the best for me. Next, we got Niles Subaki. So I think this one is Revelations only, because Subaki is Birthright and Niles is Conquests. What's the other country called? Oshido. So that's something. I've heard that these are usually good Revelation supports, but I think most of them are like possible on the other paths too. This might be the only Rev support I have on here actually, just through picking randomly. And Niles, I don't like Niles too much because every single conversation he's in is just him making innuendos, which gets tired for me really quickly. Like, it's like someone who only makes puns in a conversation. It's like, okay, at some point I get the points, just get to the points. And then Subaki, I don't think I can remember a single thing about Subaki. So, well, if it isn't Mr. Perfect, how are you, Subaki? Damn, he saw me. Oh, hi, Niles. Oh, hi, Mark. I'm splendid as ever. And dare I ask how you're doing? Oh, terrific. Your face looks eminently punchable, as always. I'd like to see you try. I'd like to see you try it. Actually, go right ahead. I bet it won't even hurt. Oh, let's take that a step further. How about a duel to the death? Tonight at midnight? Wow, they're going at it quick. Nah, I need to get my sleep. Unlike you, I have things to do in the morning. Very well, I'll just continue tormenting you in hundreds of minor ways. You sure do have a lot of free time, huh? Must be nice to be so useless. Don't say hi to me next time, okay? I certainly won't. I'll just silently stab you in the back. And that's the C support. I somehow noticing that I'm thoroughly enjoying supports between characters that really don't like each other, that really hate each other's guts. Selena and Laslow obviously don't hate each other. There's a bit of like dislike of their behaviors in there. These two hate each other's guts, and I love it. Good writing. I know you're there, Niles. So, you sensed your imminent demise. You were going to literally stab me in the back, weren't you? Yes, but it's not like I didn't warn you. It wouldn't have been a lethal blow. I just wanted to see your face distorted with pain. What's wrong with you? What is wrong with both of you? Nothing at all. What's wrong with you? Really? Nothing? I thought you had some terrible childhood or something. Yeah, I thought you had a tragic backstory that made you weird. Some things happened, but that's all in the past. I should be asking you the same question. Did Mommy and Daddy not pay enough attention to you? Is that why you're so desperate for constant approval? I don't remember. Oh, please. Surely you remember something. Childhood trauma is pretty common. I'm sure my childhood was perfect. How did you not remember anything? See, that face you made right then. I just want to destroy it. That's because you're evil. Evil? Hardly. I'm only from Nor Country, the most evil place in the world. I have my flaws, I admit, but at least I'm upfront about them. Unlike you. All you care about is looking good, but what happens if you fail? Not even once? That would never happen. You see, you will fail at something, eventually. It's best to be prepared. I suppose you're right. I do have a hard time letting go of the tiniest bit of control. Admittedly. Well, the mighty Mr. Perfect reveals a crack in the facade. Strangely, this just makes me hate you less. So you'll stop trying to sneak up on me and kill me? We'll see. I think the part where people within the army are trying to like kill each other is the part where I'm like kind of tuned out because it just seems so ridiculous that I can't really get immersed. But other than that, that tiny little flaw, you know, I don't hate it. They hate each other's guts, but they give a reason for it, and that reason is not half bad. Niles hates him because he seems so perfect, and like that feeling of people going, "Oh, this person can't be that perfect. There has to be some flaw in them that I can expose," and then they'll all see how not perfect they actually are, and they will see that they're not as perfect as they think they are. I find that very recognizable, so that's very interesting. Oh ho! Is Mr. Perfect having a less than perfect day? You saw that? Tell me, was I making a perfect sad face at least? My, you are twisted, aren't you? Tell me what's bothering you. Maybe I can help somehow. Now, this is unheard of. Niles showing concern for another human? You got me. Sometimes I care. You know, I think I'm a bit jealous of you. Really? How so? Because you just do what you want without caring what others think. I wish I could live like that. But I live with the weight of perfection on my shoulders. And you tire of carrying that weight. Yeah, I'm a bit tired at the moment. Here, why don't you give me some of your burden? What are you talking about? It's not just something I can hand you. Subaki, I'm not an idiot. Just pretend. Take a big chunk of your worries and place them in my hands. Right here. I don't see how this can possibly help. But it can't hurt, can it? Give it a try. Very well. Here you go. Wow. I actually feel lighter, somehow. You're welcome. I just have one question. What are you going to do with my worries? Oh, don't worry about that. I'll put them to good use. Okay, that's the A support. Very interesting. Very interesting. One trend I'm noticing so far between all these three supports so far, I think I'll watch one more, and then after that the video is going to get too long for my tastes. These are all very personal supports. There's usually no external thing that's forcing them to interact. I guess it's helping that they're not having supports on the battlefield, so they can't be talking about, oh, why are you sleeping on the battlefield? Or here, I'm cooking a picnic on the battlefield. It's always very, like, personal and almost confronting for everyone. They're really getting into their personalities right away. Yeah, it's really just people just being forced to like interact face to face and deal with like whatever they got. And the opposition in his support, where they both kind of envy each other for honestly perfectly legitimate reasons. Like a perfectionist, that's what I'm getting from Subaki, at least, as a perfectionist, and a person who sees someone else be perfect but knows he himself is far from one. That is, you know, honestly super realistic, so props to them. But yeah, we're pretty far in, so I'm gonna do one more, And the one I have here is Oboro and Silas. I actually had like 5 more lined up, but I don't want this video to be like an hour long, so this is gonna have to be it. This is a birthright one, from what I can see. Well, yeah, I mean, it could be Rev, I guess, but I think they have the same conversation either way. But yeah, Oboro and Silas. I don't know Oboro very well. Definitely a good example, I think, of someone who gets a very straightforward portrayal in most conversations. Like, I remember in Warriors, it's always about her clothes and sewing and stuff like that, fashion. And then other than that, it'd be about her facial expression and how she hates Norians. That's everything. That's all that Oboro gets on the surface, like that. And then Silas, I mean, he's the weird childhood friend from Corrin, right? He goes out and have surf and turf with Corrin. I don't remember much else about Silas himself. So let's see what we get here. Hurrah! Oh, they're training. Is he training? Hi there, Oboro. Come to do some training? Sure. I've heard the Roshidan style of swordplay is unrivaled. I'd love to learn more of it. This is more GBAE. How about some friendly sparring to test our skills? Pass. The face. Whoa, that face really says it all. You really don't want to spar with me, huh? It's nothing personal. I hate all Norians equally. Alright, Silas actually is a Norian, even though he's in both routes. Just thinking of them gets my blood boiling. That'd be good for sparring, wouldn't it? But maybe I'll relax a little if you turn out to be not so bad. Alright, I guess I can't fault you, what with all the bad bloods between our nations. But let's put that anger to use. We could still do some sparring. That's what I thought. Not a good idea. As angry as I am, I probably kill you. People kill each other a lot in these supports. Or they're afraid of it at least. I'm gonna do something else now. Bye. Great line. Want a screenshot. 10 out of 10. That's strange. Well, I'm sure she has her reasons. Okay, so this is like the kind of context that I think you often get in like 3 houses where it's like, oh, I'm training. Or like, you know, new mystery Chris, stuff like that. It's like, oh, I'm training. They're often about that. That's not a great criticism, is it? Because people do train. You know, they gotta keep in shape. They're literally in the army, I guess. I guess I've just seen it so often that it's kind of dulled me to it. Other than that, it's very baseline. I don't really see anything about Silas in the support other than he likes training. And Oboro makes the face and gets angry at Norians, like standard C support. And that, I think, is another thing I should just mention at some point, because it is another criticism of Fate supports that often gets thrown around fairly, I should say. So C supports get repetitive, and especially because you often unlock C supports closer to each other than you unlock different conversations in a chain. Like, you're probably gonna unlock like a bunch of Silas C supports and a bunch of Oboro C supports. Rather than like going Oboro, Silas, C, B, A in a row, usually. And that means that these kind of conversations probably happen more often, where like, let's say Silas is really obsessed with training, they're going to come up in all his support conversations. I'm sure Oboro has many conversations about her hate of Norians and her weird face whenever she sees them. She's going to have a lot of those, and it gets repetitive very fast, and it feels like lazy writing. Whereas if you're watching them like I am now, from C, B, and A, you'll probably get a better view of it, because you'll see how they're, you know, intended to be read perhaps, even though that's not the way that the game usually shows them, at least in gameplay. So I think that makes this a bit more favorable to them. Maybe that's why, in general, I just like support convos when I take the time to watch them like this, for like all games, because it's not an issue for Fates alone, but Fates has so many supports that it comes like that. I do feel that the GBA games, for example, and also the Tellius games, they do have more variety supports, in my opinion. I'm not sure if that's something about the way the characters are written, or because they had to write so many more convos, but GBA Fire Emblem characters usually have like maybe 5, 6, 7 supports max, and they feel more distinct personality-wise, I think. They usually don't bother like establishing that baseline of like, oh, this character is very uptight or whatever. I'm not sure what it is exactly, but this is something I've noticed mostly in Awakening Fate's 3 houses supports, more than the older supports. That said, there's still plenty of room for this to improve, of course. But right now, I would rank this one at the bottom of the supports we've watched so far. Oboro, I wanted to apologize for last time. Oh yeah? I got curious after you left, so I did some digging. It's easy to see why you hate Norians so much. They killed their parents, right? Norian bandits killed your parents, didn't they? Yep, there you go. Let's farm them. Gotta kill the parents. Yeah, right in front of me. I'm sorry for touching a sore spot last time then. I didn't know. That's okay, I'm not mad about it. I've fought alongside you long enough by now to know you're alright. I mean, look at me, I'm not making that face right now, am I? Sure enough. Oboro, having lived in Nor all my life, let me just say one thing on its behalf. We're not all terrible, just Garon. Nor has its share of heartless villains like the bandits who killed your parents. But there are good people living here too. Many Norians are decent folk, just like the people of Hoshido. I'm sure they are. I grant that it may be hard to accept on its own. I just want you to know. Yeah, fair enough. I'll try to remember. Thanks, Silas. Is that gonna be it? Or is there gonna be more to this one? Oh, that's literally gonna be it. Okay. It's kind of weak, isn't it? It's like, yeah, you know, there's bad people there, but there's also good people. Like the people in Hoshido. As if those are all good. Is that literally true in Fate's world? That's, if this is really supposed to be about, like, biases for, like, folks, like, groups of people, then I think Fire Emblem has done a lot better than that in that regard. Like, I think, like, Three Houses and, especially Tellys have, like, such a better way of conveying that kind of thing, I think. Anyway, A support, and we also have an S support, of course. Hey, Silas. What's on your mind, Oboro? I wanted to ask you something. You know those bandits we cleared out a while ago? I noticed they were Norian, and they were preying on Hoshidan families. What about it? Why did you save the Hoshidans? Were you trying to prove your loyalty, now that you're not with Nor anymore? No. I'd have done the same if it were Hoshidan bandits attacking Norian peasants. You saved the peasants, you killed the bandits. So what's the deal? It's a knight's duty to protect the innocent. Ah, right. On my honor as a knight. Now, some might say protecting innocence from an enemy nation is going too far. But in my book, that's the mark of a true knight. That's right. Silas has the knightly thing going on. You know, you told me before that there are good people in Nor. You know what? You were right. Because you're a good person, right? That's what I said. Yeah, you're living proof of it. There you go. You're one of the good ones. I'm glad I could help change your mind. I'll try hard not to make snap judgments about people like that. It's better to get to know people for who they are, not where they're from. Wisely said, Oboro. So this is a little silly, right? Because this conversation basically started with Oboro going, yeah, I can't help it. I just make that face when I say Norians, when I see Norians, because I mean, I know they're not all bad, but this kind of happens to me, you know. So I probably get so angry I'd kill you. So I feel like there wasn't a whole lot of like her being changed as much. Like it felt like her hatred for Norians and her unwillingness to spar with Silas was some unwilling like reflex of her inner self, going like, oh, I can't help it. When I see Norian, I just stab him to death, you know, and just... I feel like 3 conversations like that, really 2 conversations like that, wouldn't really change that. It seems like a deeper issue, right? Like, yeah, I know it's just a video game, but I'm not feeling this one personally right now. Now we're going to get the S support, which I'm going to guess is not going to change a whole lot here. Thanks for coming, Oboro. Sorry for such short notice. If anyone should be apologizing here, it's me. I had you all wrong, Silas. I never imagined Nor could have people as good as you in it. It's water under the bridge. But I hope your belief in my goodness will make it easier to answer my question. What question? Will you take this ring? Is this a speed ring? Yes, it's an engagement ring. Can you find it in your heart to truly love a Norian as I love you? Silas. I know the scars in your heart won't heal easily, but I want to be there to help. What do you think? Could you have any feelings for a man of Nor? Ask me a hard one. I would love to accept this ring. Would? Would? Really? But what about you? Are you sure you want to spend your life with me? Yeah, that's what I'd be wondering too. What kind of question is that? Of course. You wouldn't be embarrassed to have a wife who makes such awful faces? Like this? Is that all that's worrying you? Yeah, what about the part where you're afraid we're gonna like snap him in half? Love is strange. I used to find it terrifying, but now I think it's beautiful. That's a good thing. Because you'll be seeing me make it a lot. Ooh. I wouldn't have it any other way. Here's to many years of happiness. I look forward to seeing just how good a Norian can be. Alright, that's support. Yeah, so I'm not sure why this one was recommended, because I think if you wanted to show good face supports, I think you could have picked better one. That's my opinion. Maybe everyone else thinks differently. Maybe there's some kind of layer to this support I'm not seeing. It wouldn't be out of the question because I'm not even that good at like story analysis, character analysis, that kind of stuff. There's people who do that way better than me. But this is just so... it feels so surface level. Like it fits exactly into the formula that Fates and honestly Fire supports as a whole get like pigeonholed into so often already. Like there's C support, some person does A, some person does B. Or I guess I should say they do one person does X, one person does Y. They get into conflict because they hate each other for it. And in B support, they, you know, kind of tackle the struggle face on, see what the problem is. And in A support, they get over it. And then on top of it, if you're in Awakening or Fates, you have an S support where they fall in love because everyone has to fall in love. That's what it usually gets into. And it's not necessarily bad, I think, to have, you know, something adhere to a formula. Even in writing, it can work. You can creatively do something with a formula, with a concept, as long as the execution has something interesting to it. And this one didn't really have it for me. But yeah, that's the fourth and last conversation I'll be doing today. If somehow you want to see more of this, which, I don't know, maybe people do. It's not something I usually do, so I don't think there's a single person subscribed for Mecha Reads Out Face supports. Like, this was kind of out of the blue. But if you somehow do want to see more, drop a like and let me know in the comments, because then I might do it. I do want to read the other 5 I had lined up here. I'm not going to spoil which it are. The Twitter thread still exists, so you can also post supports there. I guess maybe I'll pick some from like some more recently suggested ones, or I'll just go with whatever I picked already. I'm not attached to it either way. But yeah, that was kind of fun to do something different here. Definitely enjoyed, let's see, definitely enjoyed Niles Subaki and Selena Laslow. Beruka Benny I thought was okay. This one I'm not sure why it was suggested, but you know, at least we got a nice variety there. Anyway, that's all for me for today. So thanks for watching. Peace. Bye.